it's your friend Elliott Hulse here, and welcome to part 2 of what has become a series on building up your strength temple so that you can literally become the strongest version of yourself. Last video I spoke a lot about the peripheral nervous system and the branches of it as it relates to our organs and muscles. Now today I'm going to talk about the central nervous system. That term, the central nervous system, or the CNS, especially in the weightlifting and exercise community, is thrown around to such a degree that it rolls off of our tongues, but I don't think a lot of people actually know what they're talking about when they say the CNS, or you're going to burn out your CNS or fry your central nervous system. What you need to understand is that there are 2 branches to your central nervous system. We've got what's called the sympathetic branch and the parasympathetic branch. Now the 2 of them are like complete opposites that balance each other out. The sympathetic nervous system is like your fight or flight system. It's governed by your adrenal glands and adrenaline and stress hormones. It's associated with breaking down your body. It's associated also with stress, which breaks down your body. Metaphorically, it's aligned with the element of fire. If you could just imagine, fire is very fast and destructive. It can take down an entire city. That's how powerful this branch of our nervous system is, and that fire sometimes fries our central nervous system. So that's where that term comes from. In Eastern philosophy and ideal, it is considered the yang branch of the nervous system, or if you consider ourselves an extension of the universe and you recognize there's a dialectic, a dualism throughout every instance in the universe, you'll see that this side of that dialectic, or that dualism, is the yang. It's the male side of it. Very aggressive, very straightforward, if you know what I mean. The exercises that are associated with stimulating this side of the nervous system. And this is the one that I in particular, and if you've watched some of my old videos, you know this for a fact, had been really addicted to and drawn to weightlifting, plyometrics, sprinting, very aggressive forms of exercise. And that's a great way to stimulate this side of the nervous system, and it's very powerful, and it has to be done for you to become the strongest version of yourself. So absolutely. What happens is, especially in our culture, is we spend so much time on this sympathetic, this left brain side of activities and lifestyle, is that the other side of the central nervous system, or the parasympathetic branch of the nervous system, often gets neglected. And you can imagine the type of imbalance that creates, and the reason why so many people are on Prozac and digestion pills is because their central nervous system's all screwed up because we've got such a sympathetic overload. And I'm going off on a tangent here before explaining what's going on, but I want you to understand that a part of what I'm trying to have everyone embrace is that the parasympathetic nervous system is just as or more important than. And I say more simply because it needs the attention that it's not been getting. This branch of the nervous system, or the right brain, creative as opposed to analytical side of our nervous system, is associated with resting and digesting. Like I said before, so many people have to take pills so they can freaking digest their food. Well, it's no wonder. We've got such an imbalance that people can't even freaking digest food. So we're constipated, we got acid reflux, we're constantly having weird poop and stuff like that. So it's also associated with the gonads. Now you testosterone brothers out there, I know you're going to like this. As opposed to the breakdown response that's associated with the adrenals and adrenaline, when you stimulate the parasympathetic nervous system, you're also giving your balls a chance to secrete the testosterone that ultimately allows you to perform in this activity that much better. That's why there's a balance. We need to perform exercises in a lifestyle that stimulates our testosterone, growth hormone, DHEA. These are all building hormones as opposed to breakdown hormones. It's associated with recovery, repair, building up. So a lot of people, and I speak to mainly the guys that are watching this, which I assume are people who are looking to build muscle, build strength. We spend a lot of our time learning and behaving in activities that are associated with the breakdown side of things. Everyone's showing you how to lift weights, how to do burnout sets. Not very many people are paying attention to what is actually essential for this to be fueled by. This is fueled by this side of the nervous system. Obviously you can take steroids, which is a synthetic form of what your parasympathetic nervous system would naturally do. So, I mean, by all means, I guess, you know, if you're going to beat the shit out of yourself, take synthetic steroids, then don't listen to anything that I'm saying, because you're just giving yourself these hormones instead of eliciting them from your own nervous system, your own endocrine system. That's a different story, but the nervous system stimulates the endocrine system and vice versa. But anyway, metaphorically, it's associated with the element of water. It's passive, it's yin in Eastern philosophy, and when I talked about that dialectic or that dualism in the universe and in every cell of our body. Female, very strange, right? That you associate testosterone with female, but female is life-giving, building. That's the type of, if you just consider human females, they're life-giving, they're nurturing, they're resting, recovering. This is their nature. And that's what testosterone does for us. Testosterone isn't necessarily it seems strange, but testosterone will give you energy. It helps you build up from your breakdown, which is over here, which is male. And the exercises and lifestyle, in particular the exercises, movements that are associated with stimulating the parasympathetic nervous system, would be things like Tai Chi, Qigong, and stretching. Now I know most of us watching this are like, whoa, Elliot, what the hell are you talking about? I'm not going to yoga class. Cool, because neither am I. In later videos, I'm going to share with you a system of exercise that makes it very simple for you to integrate parasympathetic exercises that are cool so that you could stimulate this side of the nervous system and ultimately bring the balance about that allows you to become the strongest version of yourself from the inside out. And that's what I'm sharing with you here today. So just to sort of wrap up and give you a preview as to what would be coming in the next several videos, is to first just recognize that there are two sides. Everyone would agree. You've got left-handed people, right-handed people. You've got left brain, you've got right brain activities. These are all well accepted in the psychology and medical community. So if you want to beat me up, feel free. But essentially, everyone knows this shit. And we also know that right brain people, right brain activities are very creative. And that left brain activities are very analytical. And it's interesting that our compulsory education system is set up in such a degree that they damage our nervous systems by forcing this type of activity on us. We're designed to sit down and memorize and analyze. Very little creative thought goes into the rearing of children in most, I live in the US, but most Western societies. And I have a feeling that it's deliberate. It's not a mistake. The more you can move people into a direction, into an analytical state, the further you remove them from their spiritual qualities, which are creative. Creative activity is spawned through the spirit. It comes from God, essentially. People who are creative don't know where their inspiration comes from. It's given to them. It's not linear. It's like in quantum leaps, where if you can move people from this particular type of strength, you remove that strength from them and you put them in an analytical, linear type thinking, we're much easier to control. So we live in a society where there is a segment of the population, a very small one, that would like to control the masses, and the more you can damage their nervous system to put them in a linear thinking mode, the easier it is to manipulate their behaviors. It's like Pavlov, or it's like ringing the bell equals salivating at the mouth. No one stops and thinks or allows the spirit to guide their activities. Different rant. Anyway, so what I'm going to share with you guys is, and I think you needed to understand this. What I'm going to share with you over the course of the next several weeks, the next several videos, as I'm inspired to do them, is break down what I shared with you yesterday or in the previous video, the different nerve vortexes, the different nerve bundles or ganglia, zones, chakras. Go break down each one of them and share with you the absolute best exercises. You see, now a lot of people are asking me, Elliot, what the hell do I do with all this information? I'm going to show you how. The best exercises to stimulate the parasympathetic nervous system. Most of you are already doing them. With regard to the first zone, the legs, the roots, things like squats and deadlifts work very well. Problem is, we're not doing the things on the other side of the spectrum that stimulate the parasympathetic nervous system. The legs become very dysfunctional with muscular imbalances. The nervous system is not allowed to really shuttle its strength, shuttle its power through the legs into the earth to ground us because we're imbalanced. We need to include some new exercises and new exercise routines and lifestyle choices that are going to stimulate the opposite end of the spectrum. And we're going to do that through each one of the zones. We're going to start at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and this will ultimately be the foundation of how you go about becoming the strongest version of yourself. Obviously, there's a ton more that I can share in these YouTube videos, even though I make these very long, but I'm going to do my best, and ultimately, this is the direction that we've got to go. Talk to you next time.